Well, here we are again. There's another topic that I would like to talk about since today is Sunday, and honestly, it's not very long either. Church. Why should you go to it? This doesn't really matter. For those who don't care about faith or belief or anything like that, this doesn't matter. Like, you might as well just turn this off and go do something else. Or you can spend a few minutes here and maybe learn something. Why I go is primarily to meet other people and to see what's going on more than it is to get something out of the Bible or to hear what is being taught. Honestly, there comes a point in time where you hear most of what is ever taught and eventually just becomes recycled material. This isn't necessarily a bad thing because just like rereading a book or rewatching a movie, sometimes you'll pick up on stuff that you forgot or that you didn't notice before. There's nothing really wrong with that. And since there's multiple translations as far as the Bible goes, there's usually always something a little bit different that you didn't notice before anyway. The social aspect is important though because it talks about, in the Bible, about a church is a body of believers and not actually the building itself. This matters on a few different levels. For those who are single, provides people to go talk to go meet. For those who struggle with social norms and being able to relate to other people, it gives them opportunities and quote-unquote safe spaces in order, to talk. This is relevant, but not the kind that you would see elsewhere, like in colleges. This is not that kind. It's basically people are usually going to be respectful and treat you better even if they do wear a mask. Let me see what else here. Usually there's a lot of bright people who go to churches as well. They're older, they made some mistakes, they've learned a few things. They're not necessarily better, but they should know more through the experience that they've earned for as long as they've been living. This also, I would have to say a couple weeks ago, after visiting old family friends, this mattered quite a bit to me because it was nearly 20 years since I've seen some of these people. Things have changed greatly, and, well, sometimes you might run into some people you never thought you'd see again. This does matter to that point. So the social side is a little bit more important the older you get than the biblical side, that's for sure. Also, there's different types of churches and stuff you can go to as well. It's not like it's just, Presbyterian, Catholic, or whatever else is out there. Baptists, there we go. Baptists are churches, they're like all over the place. A different crowd can actually stimulate you with presenting things that you were not aware of or to help point out more what you need in your life. Everyone kind of gets stuck in a rut after a while, and that is actually a bad thing outside of once you start stabilizing, getting in a rut is a bad thing. That's all I'm trying to say. Church itself, it's changed. There's a lot more older folk in it than less people in their teens and 20s for sure. Part of this is the way things are changing, but also part of it is because the number of people that be taken out of their local environments and being encouraged or lied to go to college. That is something I've noticed, and it does bother me, but I don't know if anyone else seems to notice or care. I mean, it's good to have events and stuff, but most of the events that I've seen are geared towards families and like mission trips and stuff like that. These are good opportunities for college students for sure, because getting experience in different countries it's an eye-opener. My time in Iraq did tell me quite a bit about that. Though I'd have to say it's a little bit different scenario with wearing a uniform and carrying a weapon around with specific orders, Like, yeah, very, very different. Also, you could do some events as my family participated in El Salvador with going down there specifically to, I'm not sure if it was building buildings, like putting buildings up, or if it was renovating. I'm not sure which. But you could always do something like that, which goes above and beyond just simply going out there to spread your faith around. I wish I was told more. I wish there was more shared than just simply pictures, because honestly, that's all that I really remember, is just the images and the pictures and stuff. I never had a chance to go outside of deployments to other countries, and that does bother me. Germany was awesome. Anyway, sorry, getting sidetracked. It happens. Good memories will do that too. But that leads to the next point here. Church, it's a decent area, and it's a place where you can learn safely, to explore, to be able to talk, to meet other people, as well as to create new memories. This is something that matters to a lot of people, but they don't ever really think about it. Why? Because church is what? A bad place to them? God is just someone up in the sky who doesn't exist, doesn't care, doesn't give a damn? Yeah, something like that. It's more complicated than that, but generally people just chalk it up to God not caring or not existing. Why does he let these things happen to you? Well, either you messed up or this is a good learning opportunity. That's generally what it comes down to. Bad things happen. I mean, people are more likely to blame God than they are ever to blame Satan for any of this stuff. They're just looking for someone to blame, and someone who actually takes the credit for it, what good is blaming him? Also, I would have to say, this is another side point, the show Lucifer did introduce something to me that was highly important. Not the fact that, you shouldn't blame Satan for everything, but the fact is, preachers and pastors and anyone in a position of authority, they generally want to go out and push you to go fight the devil, and the Bible specifically talks about resisting and running away, because these are not physical fights that you can just simply win. These are, I want to say science quantifies this as a metaphysical. Anything that is spiritual is not physical, and anything that is not physical you can't necessarily fight the way. Let me try to reverse this around real quick. Anything that is spiritual you can't fight the same way. So learning different tools, meeting different people, building new experiences, hopefully making a few new friends, this is all important. The biblical side, the teaching side, just comes next. It comes second. However, for those who have not built up any sort of foundation, this is increasingly important. So, just a few points I wanted to make, and hopefully you learned a few things from this. Oh, I didn't finish that other thought up. Let me do that now. We are not equipped to go fight anyone who is not human. So when it comes down to it, if the teachings are helpful, things that you've learned that you did not know, if it's all about praising God and fighting the devil, I would honestly take that stuff with a grain of salt. It's good to praise and to worship who you believe in, but if you're only ever doing one or the other, that is a warning. That's something that you should try to you want to try to stay away from if possible. Anyway, that's it, and hopefully you learned something.